it's Shane here from the Mental Health Gamers Network. Today I am playing Total War Warhammer 2 and it has started to feel quite stressful and a bit overwhelming, so I'm going to try and take stock of all the things that I need to do, and I'm going to run them through a stress management tool in order to try and figure out what it is I actually need to concentrate on, and also try and relieve some of the stress that I'm kind of feeling about the overwhelming amount of tasks that I have to do. So right now I am trying to work towards my victory conditions, one of which is to destroy Reichland, which is a human faction over up here. I have to take Castle Drakenhof, which is over here and actually controlled by people who are relatively friendly towards me. So I might not do that straight away, but it's something I have to do to win the game. I have to take Musalon, which is over here, which involves a long trek over. Not entirely sure how I'm going to get over this far. And I also have to take a lot of these other settlements in order to meet the victory conditions. So they're the kind of victory conditions that I'm facing, so that's 3 tasks that I have to think about pretty constantly. Other things I have to think about constantly are vampiric corruption. So you see how this is corrupted. It means that my armies can sit here without getting any kind of damage dealt to them through attrition. Over here we don't have any, so if I move into the next area, for instance, I'm not going to have any vampiric corruption there to work with. I am also poor and I need to get more money, or dark magic as it's called when playing as the vampires. So that's something else I need to concentrate on, and also I need more growth because I don't really have any buildings above this threshold. If I get higher buildings, I can get better units basically, and things that will actually help my armies fight better really. So I need to take that castle, I need to destroy a faction, I need to take lots of other settlements, I need to spread vampiric corruption, I need to get growth, and I need to get money. On top of all of that, I have these vampire kisses that I'm supposed to be getting. You get these by destroying faction leaders from other factions, and you can use those to kind of get some small buffs and other things. And while all that's going on, I'm currently got 2 wars. I've got one war with Stirland, who are currently controlling Vertbad. They are possibly going to take some of these settlements to the north, which will be annoying but not the end of the world. And I'm also at war with the Golden Order, or I think I've called them the Golden Circle at other times. And they are controlled by Balthazar Gelt, who is a very strong lord. The problem with this is if he hangs around for too long, he will confederate with Reichland and then create an even stronger army for me to defeat later down the line. So he's a problem that really should be dealt with kind of now rather than later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game and I'm going to write up all of my options in an Eisenhower style matrix, and we'll run it through them and I'll explain what we're doing as we go along. Okay, so what I have done is I have taken all of the tasks that I've just kind of gone through on the map and I've put them in a list of things that I need to do. They feel overwhelming trying to get all of these things done at the same time. Getting blood kisses and finishing war with Stirland, spreading vampiric corruption, all seems to be something that can take my priority and take my time. Which is kind of feels like it's pulling me in lots of different directions, especially with the Golden Circle being to the south of me and Stirling being to the north. It definitely feels like I'm being pulled 2 ways with that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these things into the Eisenhower matrix, and I'm going to figure out kind of what's important and what's urgent for me to do over the next few turns. So anything that's urgent and important, I want to be taking action over the next turn or 2 in order to making progress towards it. I also think that I need to find out what's not important and what's not urgent in order to basically put them on the back burner or ignore them altogether. Throughout the game, as throughout life, these importance and the urgency of these things will kind of change, but this is just how they are at the moment, and it lets me know what to focus on and feel much less overwhelmed and therefore a lot less stressed. So first thing I've got here is taking Castle Drakenhof. This is something I need to do to win the game, but it's not something I need to do right now. I've got quite a good relationship with the people that own Drakenhof at the minute. We're not at war, so I think I need to pay attention to that one slightly less for the moment. Defeat Reichland again, I need to do as part of the game winning conditions, but I haven't actually met Reichland yet, so it's very hard for me to defeat them when I haven't even seen the faction. So important, yes, but not urgent right now. Get money. As you can see from the game board before, I am absolutely skint, so I definitely need to get money soon. I need to be getting better units in, especially if I want to take out Gelt, who is quite a good lord, and the last thing I want to do is be getting behind him. Important of kind of unit growth and things like that. So speaking of that, getting growth is really important. I'm going to grab growth as much as I can in order to get better buildings. Those better buildings will get me more units that I can actually get, which will be better units hopefully if I can progress them faster than someone like Gelt's. Although hopefully by the time I get that, Gelt will be gone. Get blood kisses. So this is something that the Vampire Nation has in order to unlock different bloodlines, which gives you access to different lords and things. I'm not massively impressed with the ones that I've looked at, so I'm not thinking that's important or urgent. It's not something I need to do to win the game, so I'm probably not going to do it, if I'm honest. If I get the kisses by accident, I might use them to unlock things that have got a slight boost to other stuff, but otherwise I'm not fussed for it. So I'm at war with the Golden Circle, which is where Balthazar Gelt is. If he confederates with Reichland, it's going to make Reichland a lot harder to kill because he's a really good lord. So I'm actually going to put this as quite urgent. I'm currently at war with him, and I've got an opportunity to take him out before he confederates with Reichland. So I am going to try and concentrate on that quite soon. I also have a war with Stirland, which is happening right now. I don't need anything from this war, if I'm really honest. So it's urgent, but I don't think it's massively important. I haven't got any territories or anything that I would really care if they took out right now. And I might even try and declare peace if I can in order just to put them off. And I'm not massively into kind of taking them out right now. I don't think it's a big priority of mine. Spreading vampiric corruption will stop me from getting attrition when I move my troops. It's something that's useful. It's not particularly urgent. I don't know whether it's particularly important either. I think I'm going to put it on not important and not urgent, so not something that I'm concentrating on at all. But I will consider in the future. But if I consider it later on, I might move it to important but not urgent. It's unlikely to become an urgent and important thing for me. Taking Musalon is on the other side of the map, but it is something I need to do for the win condition. So it is important, but definitely not urgent. To be honest, I'll probably have defeated Reichland before I get to Musalon. And taking other settlements. Again, there is a list of them that I need to take that I will have shown you on the board, but I don't need to do any of them right now. That's something to kind of concentrate when I'm closer to getting the win condition. So now that I've taken all of these tasks out and I've put them into an order of basically to do them, I know that as long as I'm concentrating on getting money, getting growth, and being at war with the Golden Circle, everything else is just kind of extra that I don't necessarily need to concentrate on right now. So the idea of keeping the 10 tasks that were there in my head has gone. I now need to think about these 3. What's going to get me money, what's going to get me growth, and what's going to let me concentrate on the war with the Golden Circle and killing Balthazar Gelt. That is the thing I need to focus on right now. And by using the kind of Eisenhower matrix to manage my prioritization of the tasks, I've gone from 10 tasks that all need my attention to 3. And with these 3, I'm much less stressful and I can be much more focused at dealing with them. If I can do other things on the way to doing that, like if one of the settlements that Golden Circle owns is actually one of the ones I need to take for the win condition, that's great, but I can do that later on. I don't need it now. Like I said, with the war with Stirland, it's urgent, it's happening at the moment, but if I lose some of the territories at the north, I'm not that bothered. I can get them back later on. Also, I could just try and make peace with them if they'll accept it, which could be useful in kind of saving me money, in fact, if I don't have to build another army to go to war with them. So what I will do now is I will transfer over to the game and I will take some of these ideas forward and see what I can do with kind of focusing my attention a bit. Okay, so now that we've ran all of the options through the Eisenhower matrix, we can see that our main goals currently are to raise more money. They are to get rid of Gelt and Golden Order, and also to kind of try and get our growth up as much as possible. So I've used my movement for these two armies, so I can't get them over to Gelt in this turn. He will be a strong battle whenever we get to him, so it's quite important we try and take him on where both of my characters will take him at the same time. This guy over here is currently holding this fort, but he might be better holding this castle in the background. I say that because I think it's going to be easier to hold that than it will be to this if these guys from the north come on over. So I'm going to move him over to here. And then I'm going to see if I've got a little bit of money to start raising people. So I'm going to pop in some Fellbats, 2 units of Fellbats I think, because I think they're quite useful if people start to bring any artillery, or if they bring any kind of bow and arrow, you can tend to use them to get around the back of them a bit easier. So that's all I could do for this go, so I'm going to skip ahead and end the turn.
What dark desires bring the greenskins to my door?
I can see that they're actually at war with the Golden Order as well, so it'd be worth giving them military access for them to come through and attack, basically. Okay, so I'm going to take the Chaos Corruption because I want the extra money. So let's take that. What can we do with that extra cash? We can get more growth here, which is useful. These are the things that are at risk from that army from the north. So I wonder if it might be better getting something in here. Possibly getting more money. Should get more money from that as well. And that's the one that's giving us decent units. Talking of decent units, I should probably use that as an opportunity to get some here. Yeah, so I can. What are these? Need extra crypts for that. So let's take one of those, 2 of those. And some anti-large. Okay, I can't move across if I do that. So
sleep is for the living.
We're going to have to take attrition on this turn to get over there, but hopefully we will take this settlement before too long and kind of turn it into a vampiric state. And over here we can pop this back, which at the very least might make somebody else attack it again and give a bit of a distraction. There we go, so we thought that might happen. I'm not going to go through all of these battles, especially when it looks like I'm going to get wiped out anyway. So I'm going to auto-resolve that and take the defeat, which isn't nice, but it's happening. They've actually come further south than I thought, and it looks like they're probably going to take that one next. So what I might do is tie that in with kind of getting money. So once I've sacked this settlement and taken it over, I might then move over to the north and take these ones back and take out Sterling possibly wants him for all.
Cower before me.
So Balthazar Gelt has actually moved away
Never.
from this settlement, which is fine.
Champion
So
of the dark.
let's move him in there. This means that we don't have to bother fighting it. That's grand. We need the money, so let's sack it. And then we'll take it on the next turn.
Bow before me.
So we're getting the cash. That should help with the attrition. Just take more magic, always more magic.
And tremble.
Bit much of a muchness, to be honest. Okay. So I need to make sure that she's there for backup in case we get attacked.
King of darkness. No mercy.
Might as well occupy it now, actually.
The von Garstein.
Okay.
What?
Try and use that to get some more money. So we think that's probably going to get attacked next. There's no point. I think that means there's no armies up here, so let's get some more money put into this one. And I haven't left enough cash to actually repair that, but that's fine. So as we can see, I'm trying to build up my resources. Just going to auto-resolve this, take the defeat, it's not great, but it's going to happen. Okay, so I definitely need to come back this way now. I'm losing too many settlements, so this is changing my priorities, which is fine. In fact, this has definitely become more important. It was just urgent before, but I think we definitely need to kind of move into it now. Okay, so this war with Stirland has now become more important as well as urgent because they're taking a lot more land than I thought. What I'm not going to do is let it distract me from my war with the Golden Order and trying to kill Balthazar Gelt, but what I will do is maybe pay a bit more attention to my third army and try and build them up, or even try and take a settlement back just to delay Stirland if I can. So I can't just be defensive with it. I need to kind of have some kind of plan there now to stem the flow a little bit of that war. I wonder if this is going to be easier to take without Balthazar there.
I am unstoppable. The world will drown.
So let's see what we get on the auto-resolve here. Pyrrhic victory with quite high casualties. Nothing that's irreplaceable, to be honest. Take it. This time we will just occupy it.
Blood von Garstein.
Get a little bit extra money from some quests there I didn't know was there. So we got rid of one of them.
King of darkness.
Change public order for that. Yeah, sat in public order, I think. And we want some growth here.
Unstoppable.
Lightning strikes are a really important one to have.
His lady.
I'm not sure why she's not getting attrition, but okay. And with the money that we got, I think it'd be wise to recruit some people into her army. But what I really am going to need is for this guy to pick somebody up as well.
You dare. Everything dies.
Just take the money and run away.
Darkness comes. They will serve.
Okay. And with that money, we can beef him up a bit, or maybe take the money and keep it next time. So we have just made our upkeep for skeleton warriors free, and I think we need to work to do the same for zombies, because that will help us get more money in the long run. And I think that might be it for this go. I'm a bit worried about where he's going. We're probably going to lose Avaland or Everheim even in the next end turn, but we could it's possible that we could start taking his last place as well while he does that, which would be useful. Again, working towards those 3 objectives. What I didn't expect was he would come straight after us. I'm not ready for that yet. So we have somebody else here. Can get that, which is very good, gives us more magic. Okay, let's see if we can do this a bit better on the attack rather than defending. So it's a Pyrrhic victory, don't really care about the garrison. Gonna lose more zombies, that's not a problem. More zombies, not a problem. And we can take more money, which is useful. So I want to move up to here getting lightning strike as well, because that's really useful for us. And I can actually increase growth.
Vlad von Karsten.
What do we have here then? So we've got money now, and I can recruit those.
The von Karsten.
Okay, so let's do that. Don't want to do unit exchange, that was a mistake. Okay, so I'm going to try and take Fort Sol, and then that will be the end of Gelt and the Golden Order, which will be really important for us. They have no lords there, so I wonder if I should linger a bit closer to the edge of my territory. I can always put them on siege and get him to back them up at the end of the next turn. there's going to be a rebellion somewhere. That's going to be up here. If anything, they might start attacking Sterling, so I'm just going to leave that because that might be useful for me. They have now rectified their mistake and protected that fort, which I didn't think would happen, but it has. And get more zombies just to give us a bit of weight to the army. Okay then, let's see where we go at the end of this end turn. And they've put me under siege. Oh, and the rebels are going to take me out immediately. I think I can probably take those, so I'm going to fight this, but I'll skip the battle ahead in the video. Just fast forward it. If I lose this settlement, it doesn't really stop my goals too much, so it's not the end of the world. So it turns out I did not do very well in this battle at all, and I did manage to lose the fort. I don't think it really matters towards my goals, but yeah, a little bit of a setback. I did get rid of the mortars. That will help in future fights, because there's no way that they will get mortars back anytime soon. So anybody I can... Oh, let's take some bats and then lay siege to these guys. Circle. And then I'm going to get blood down.
The world will drown in blood. Annihilate.
So there we go. We lost a few units again, but we've now got rid of the Golden Order. Let's take that. And they are now destroyed. So if we have a look back at our priorities list, we now have one of our priorities completed. We have got rid of the Golden Order. Sterling has become more important than they were before, so I think we're going to have to work our way back up and kind of retake them, and maybe concentrate on reinforcing that army that is already in the area that they're taking over. And I think we'll go ahead and start doing that now. Okay, so... Ah yes, he is under siege, I forgot about that.
They will serve.
And you never got to get the Vargeists.
I refuse.
Okay then, let's see if we can scare him off. Doesn't look to be the case, so we're going to have to see what we can do with an actual fight. Again, I'll skip through it and see what we can do. This one went a little bit better, but I still didn't actually win the battle, and while it might have been close, I don't think we really took out that many of their units either. Again there, me doing a battle has not actually helped. And I've lost Castle Templehof, so we need to go from here. I think we need to start making our way back as fast as we can, really. The next few turns are actually just me making my way over, so I've decided to speed through that. Oh, there we go. One of our objectives, one of our main objectives that we decided to leave has actually been done for us. We now no longer have to take Reichland, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to concentrate on getting rid of Sterling, which is one of our objectives. It looks like we've got cash a bit more in order, which is good. Growth is coming along in certain places, but not others. I'm glad didn't bother putting the growth in there, because that would have been a waste. And yeah, so once we take these back, I think I'll end the video and see if it helped kind of manage my stress and remove that overwhelmingness.
Vlad von Karstein.
Isabella von Karstein. Into darkness.
I can't!
The world will drown in blood.
Let's get closer.
I thirst. You dare to ask this of me?
Frustratingly, it looks like there's a river here to
Lord
cross,
of the night,
which
I
means it's going to
shall
take us an extra
go.
go.
Thou art unfit to govern me.
And let's put something here so we can actually... Alright, let's put that there. We need to start now building the buildings to give us the better units, which again takes up the money, but we've got a bit more to kind of throw around a little right now.
Bow, mortal. I go.
I am invincible.
Go for the warfare though, because we're trying to take this back.
Descendant of Batur. Don't be ridiculous.
I never tire.
Okay, so that's one back.
You need me?
And she now has lightning strike, which is useful. I'm not sure what a hell seed is, but it looks interesting. And this side we've got
All
point up
shall
here.
know me and tremble.
More magic.
Queen of darkness.
King of darkness.
Lots of archers,
No!
which could be difficult to take.
Vlad
So
von
I'm going to
Karstein.
wait. Is there anything I can recruit? Let's recruit more skeleton warriors. So it looks like I was kind of right to not bother too much about Sterling, because it doesn't look like they're going to be a massive issue
Isabella von
for us to basically just take on as we're doing.
Let us talk.
I am unstoppable.
Occupy this one again.
The von
Okay,
Karstein.
I'm going to go to 3, so just put growth on until we get that far. Growth. And let's start getting his magic up.
Join me for dinner.
The world will
Okay,
drown
and then we're going
in
to take these
blood.
ones again, and we'll be back where we started. money in recruitment cost reduction, so that's quite useful.
Thou shalt treat me with the respect I deserve, or die.
Now he wants a peace treaty, which I'm going to accept. Let's end the war there. So that's quite useful. So I've taken out now, if we go back to our list, I've taken out Reichland. I've got more growth working in some places, not as much growth as I'd like. My money situation is largely sorted with over 1,000 a turn. I've got 2 strong-ish armies, certainly stronger than they were at the beginning. I've got 2 very good vampire magician users, which is very easy as well. I'm now not at war with anyone, so I can sort of decide on where I want to go to next. I am going to take these guys at some point, largely because of the annoyance they've given me, but I think it's generally a good idea now if we finish up. So that went from a very overwhelming situation, especially when I was fighting the 2 wars at once and I was fighting them from either side. I just put up a petty defense against these guys in the north and then had to take the attack to the guys in the south, which was really difficult, and it felt quite stressful having those 2 things going on at once. However, by using the kind of prioritization matrix, I've been able to figure out what my actual objectives are that I need to do now, and then everything else I can do later. That included getting rid of Reichland, who's normally quite a big faction and don't tend to disappear. So the fact that they've been wiped off the map for me without me having to do anything is really positive. And just while I'm here, I might have a little look. Oh, they're still not going to confederate.
Greetings, King.
No.
Mine will dominate.
Okay. But that's kind of it for now. So yeah, hopefully this has kind of given you a bit of an insight of how to use a stress management tool in an overwhelming situation to kind of make things feel a little bit easier. There are a lot of tasks I still haven't done. I haven't spread vampiric corruption everywhere or got any more blood kisses, but I haven't needed to, and that's fine. Once I've kind of done what I needed to do, I've been able to kind of stop there, and everything else has started to take care of itself. So the main lesson from this is, as long as you take care of everything that's important and urgent right now, it will make everything else much better along the way, and you'll start to find you actually get ahead of yourself in your goals, and things that feel overwhelming will suddenly be broken down and not feel too bad. So that's it from me today. It's been a bit of a longer one, but hopefully it's not been too stressful to watch. And not too boring. If you want to get in on the conversation, leave a comment below, or just pop us an email at mentalhealthgamersnetwork, that's all one word, @gmail.com, and we'll be sure to respond. So yeah, have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.